Hello there. Hello. Welcome again to an Explore the Beyond Scales of Destiny episode where we play Dungeons and Dragons in the campaign known as Scales of Destiny. I think we're on episode 19 of season 2, I think, which is pretty exciting. We have what should be the conclusion of the Navigators sneaking round Kirdarel. And then on to the build up to the finale, I think. It's kind of weird coming to the end of a campaign. I'm not really sure how to feel about it. Like, this has been a long game. It's going over a long time, and I'm just like, makes me feel a bit weird. But hey, we're here. We made it. Again, like, for the third week running, and to be honest, it kind of counts for most D&D games anyway. You know, feel free to just listen. Don't have to watch. Things will be going on the screen, but very rarely. We're probably not going to change maps much, if at all, today. So feel free to just listen, and then pop into chat occasionally and just sort of let us know what you find cool. If you're watching on YouTube later, feel free to leave a comment and timestamp to tell me what was cool. That'd be cool. That is, if anyone watches on YouTube. Speaking of, I am currently in the process of uploading last week's episode to YouTube now because I forgot and then got caught up in work at the weekend, which kind of knocked me out. So we'll get there. It'll be up eventually. Yeah. Promise. So, yeah. I'm sorry if I'm dropping frames as well, by the way. Please let me know how the stream is. My internet speeds are fine. My CPU is fine. But my bitrate is all over the place. So I don't know if Twitch is having issues or if it's like something on my end that I just don't know. Let me know. I'm going to bring it in the group now and see what happens. Hello, team.
Hello.
Hello. Should we play D&D?
Yes. Certainly try.
We can certainly try. Good. That's what I like to hear. Furious, give us a nice recap of what happened last week with pictures, please.
Pictures. Okay,
Yes.
so if you're looking at your screens now, I'll bring up the... Oh, no, I can't do that. So, episode 73, we started at the bank of where we are.
Karasgard.
Yeah. I've had to zoom in a bit to be like, what? I
Up
can't
here.
read that properly. Yep. Where Aqua was down in some underground trap thing in water and was speaking to some kind of kraken beast in there. And he was stuck down there, trying to make a deal to get out and get some items from the bank. The rest of us are up top. I try to go through, but then the walls kind of like trying to crush me, and we kind of work out that if you're not a dwarf, they don't want you anywhere near that place. So I twiddle my thumbs outside with Ruken, while the other two go in, the two dwarves, find the dwarf guardian that's inside there, and then speak to Ambrin via message thing to find out that details of the Valkyries and any other vaults we might be able to get hold of. We've got, was it Astra, Feyre, and Corina? And we also get access to Thorvald Fireheart's vault, who is the one who owned the Sköld circlet originally. They get a few bits of loot from there, and we pretty much get allowed to leave. And then we go next door to the Logiston Manor, which had a quite peculiar guardian, some kind of not robot, but some kind of animatronic being that lived in the fountain, that had a good self-defense system, that was killing loads of enemies. We convinced it that we were friends, and we assured it that we would return items if need to. And we found a few more bits and bobs in there. We named it Flow as well, because it didn't have a name. We find a hidden room and get some potions as well from that as well. Then we decide to head over to the Wizard Tower because Aqua would be very upset if we didn't go there. And it's sealed up. There's no doorway in, but some of us fly up to the top while Aqua tries to find his own way in, and then kind of goes through the wall using his card magic stuff, and hopefully landed into a septic tank. And then there's 2 doors up top, and we're going to pair off. I think it was me and Sköld and Ruken and Bryn.
I think so, yeah.
Oh wait, it says on the screen.
It says on the screen, Vic and
Right.
Sköld, and then Bryn and Ruken.
And that is where we continue our adventure.
Yes. So, we'll start off with Aqua, who, I believe your card made you ethereal and you went through the wall.
Yes.
And you found yourself in a very dark room. None of your dark. You obviously don't have dark vision, and going from a sort of dimly lit outdoors in Kirdaral to suddenly just pitch black. Roll Arcana check for me, please. Roll an Arcana check for me, please.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
About right.
Bang average.
7.
That's 10. That's not bad. It's bang average. There's definitely some kind of magical darkness in place right now. And sort of looking around the room, or wherever you happen to be, there's no sign at all of any light, no source of light anywhere in your immediate vicinity.
Alright, I will try and cast Dancing Lights then.
Okay, roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier for me.
Okay.
You need to be in at 18. There it is. 19. Nice. With your 19, you cast the same cantrip you have cast potentially thousands of times in the past. And it seems to flicker and spurt in your hands for a moment. And then your 3 dancing lights appear, which I've only just realised only last for a minute. But
Yep.
They start to spread out around you, and one of them lingers nearby, and you can see it, but it's not projecting any light. It's just sort of just within your range of vision. Another one spreads out a bit further and disappears from your view, and another one goes off to your right slightly, and again just seems to sort of float away somewhere in the distance, just unseen.
I want to try and dispel magic on the room.
Okay.
This is going to be probably a high level wizard tower, so level 5.
Okie dokie. Alright, roll again, d20 plus your spellcasting modifier, please. Again. That's good. That's good. You mutter the incantation. You build the power of the spell up inside you before sending it outwards, dispelling the magical darkness that surrounds you. And suddenly, you've gone from no sight at all, no vision, no light sort of touching your eyes whatsoever, to just being blinded by your 3 dancing lights that are literally within 5 feet of you, sort of 5 and 10 feet basically. That's all they went. The ones 10 feet from you just disappeared from view. The 5-foot one was just about penetrating the darkness, and now suddenly they're just burning your cornea, it seems. And as you are stood there, eyes adapting to this newfound vision, essentially, they are just blinking, and around you, you can see a wall, 4 walls basically, one behind you, one to your left, one to your in front, and one to your right. And on each wall, a sort of an hourglass with sand. One is already dropping sand through, and it's dropping quite quickly. Roll an intelligence check for me.
Why do I feel like they're already connected to us?
Playing Crystal Maze. You hear a familiar theme tune.
Richard O'Brien appears in the corner.
Absolute gloom.
You try and do a quick calculation of how fast the grains of sand are flowing through and how much is left versus how much is already poured, but you're unable to do the calculation quick enough to work out how much time you might have. Roll an investigation check for me. With your 11, there's a plinth in the middle of the room that you kind of have to move your head around to see. It seems to have some kind of illusion to it that makes it look almost 2D and flat from whichever side you walked in from. And as you look from left to right, you can see it appear almost like a pane of glass, or a pane of glass, sorry. But then moving back to center, it disappears again. There's something on this plinth. It's just difficult to make out as your eyes are still adjusting.
Okay. I'll walkie-talkie to the Vic and Sköld, letting them know that I have made it successfully in, and that this place is weird, and that I'm just going to have a look around until they can figure a way in themselves.
Very descriptive. Thank you. I've made it in. This place is weird. Cuts off. Okay.
We will swap to Vic and Sköld. As you enter through the left door, you're met with a staircase that descends down, basically arrow straight downwards into the tower. And you are keenly aware of a very sort of chilling cold that seems to permeate through and out of this corridor, or this staircase.
I wonder what Aqua meant when he said it's weird, but then to him washing is weird sometimes, so I don't understand.
Doesn't sound like he's in danger, so I mean we can handle weird.
He wasn't screaming.
No. I suppose we just make our way down and see what's around.
Be concerned this is a wizard's tower and I'm not really arcane in any kind of way.
Wait,
I mean, do they trap their towers? Do they?
I suppose they might do if they were escaping and they wanted to kind of keep things secure, but the doors weren't secure, so unless they got really cocky about their magic and didn't think about putting a latch on the door, but hey.
Well, this place wasn't broken into, so we could assume that maybe the person who lives here might still be here. Why don't we haven't broken in ourselves, we just went for a door, right?
Exactly, it was open.
Should we just shout out and see if they're home?
Mind you, it's best not to apply that logic in day-to-day life. Even though it didn't break and entering is still trespassing.
True.
But yeah, if we should go calmly and just, don't spook anybody and maybe make our presence a bit known. I know that's potentially dangerous, but...
presence known. Okay.
Give
I'm gonna shout out then.
Okay. What do you shout?
Hello, anybody there? We got a map from Stormbrow.
Steelbrow.
Steel
I always say Stormbrow.
It's just
Steelbrow.
like the running gag every time you say it. It's slightly different. From old Strange Brow over there.
some ginger dwarf over there. He said, I don't know if he's ginger actually.
That's a racial stereotype, man.
He does
Well,
happen to be ginger.
I thought we had he had the picture as ginger.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
So, okay, so yeah, from Steelbrow, and it said that we might find people or items or help. Help's a good word from locations, and this is one of them. It says Ordav. Is Ordav here? I'll say it's quite loudly, so it echoes through the hall. And that we're just trying to get rid of this dragon.
There's a delay, as often tends to be. A lot of things leave delays in replies, and then you just hear a voice sort of echo around the roof area that you're in, but not like aggressively loud or anything. It just sounds like someone's talking to you. Oh, hello. Why don't you come on in?
I told you it was a bad idea.
It'll be nice to have some company.
Yeah, he might have refreshments actually. I guess we go down the stairs then.
Yes.
Okay.
Warily still, because I don't know.
It's
That's
too
fine.
easy.
Monsters about.
Yeah, that's fine. You start sort of stepping down the stairs, and as you take your first couple of steps on the stairs, the cold that was sort of blasting out from the stairway seems to die down, and it starts to warm up quite considerably. Bryn and Ruken, you also hear the voice just invite you in. As your door was open, you felt like a severe heat that was literally kind of almost burning your skin just through proximity, and that also dies down and just becomes a sort of average, reasonable temperature. Ruken looks up at you. Shall we go in? We were invited.
Yeah, why not? We're just, wary. There could be other things waiting on it. You never know.
Indeed. I am willing to go first, if that is required. I'm not too concerned, I think.
No, well, I'll go as well. We'll do this together. Doesn't seem like it's going to be the worst thing we've faced today.
Very well. Ruken starts stepping down the right staircase as you start stepping down the left. And Bryn and Ruken have a spiral staircase that descends almost vertically down, whereas Sköld and Vic, you have a sort of more prolonged, lengthy staircase. And all along the walls, particularly Sköld and Vic, you see images of... They're almost like... they're like portraits of people. Some just sort of sat casually, almost in a conversational manner. Others more battle ready and kind of almost posing before battle. And then there are others who seem to be out doing very menial tasks like farming or sort of literally a blacksmithy, just raised hammer ready to beat metal, And these images are almost framed the way they're painted on. And they're just individually almost mounted along the wall, fitting perfectly into the space. And as you reach the bottom of your respective staircases, each of you find a fairly plain wooden door that is smoothly adorned with no real decoration. It's just a plain wooden door. And Vic and Sköld, the door handle that you see is on the right hand side of the door, and Rin and Ruken, door handle's on the left hand side of the door. And you can hear from inside, like either side of the door, on the other side of the door, sorry, just talking. Roll a perception check, all three of you. And Ruken.
One voice, or is this part of the perception check?
It's part of the perception check.
Okay.
Oh!
Pull out my shield, obviously. And I don't think I need to pull it out, but. Oh, broken, eh?
Okay, those are some good
Well done,
checks. Those are some good checks. It's definitely just one voice.
Did Josh do one?
It's certainly not an
No.
Aqua one. Josh isn't there.
Okay. Oh, of course he's not. Duh. He's down in the dark, twiddling his thumbs.
Yep.
Just one voice.
Just one single voice.
Familiar in any way?
Familiar in terms of it sounding like the voice that you heard speak to you on the roof.
Okay. That's something.
I'll open there. I'll knock.
Okay. Ruken, not knowing what you do, but also following some form of etiquette, knocks and then enters. And as you enter, you all kind of simultaneously are greeted with a very golden lit room that has a very warm glow to it. It's almost like a drawing room. The walls are just almost completely coated with books, and the floor to the ceiling, about 80 feet tall. It's just a sort of octagonal room. It like almost thousands of books, thousands upon thousands of books. And the higher up in the shelves you go, the newer they seem to get. The lower down books are oldest. And there are 6 chairs arrayed in a sort of semicircle around a roaring fireplace. In one of those chairs in the middle, facing away from you towards the fireplace, is a very old looking elf who, while still holding himself regal and straight as possible, sitting cross-legged on his chair, holding a book in both palms, just twisting, just turning a page occasionally, almost lazily, no sort of malice or sort of hostility, it seems. There's a very ornately crystalled glass on the table next to him that seems to be holding some kind of brandy, and it's just kind of flickering away, reflecting some of the firelight against the wall of books that gives them an interesting hue. And without turning to any of the 4 of you, you just hear the voice again. Please come and sit. I've been expecting you. We'll switch back to Aqua. Aqua,
Yes.
have you been doing anything other than...
I would have just been looking around, trying to see if I can find any doors or stairs out, rather than looting a wizard's tower, because that could be dangerous.
Okay. You can see above you on the ceiling and below you on the ground, in opposite ends of the room, that there appears to be a hole in the ceiling and it's not a hatch, but it seems to be a kind of seems to be like loose stones, and the there doesn't seem to, you can't see a door, especially not with your 11 investigation. As you're looking around, it's just almost wall, like very closely knit stonework, and the whatchamacallit, oh my god, the word's gone from my head. The hourglasses, just kind of mounted on the walls. The hourglass that first turned when you saw it had first turned is now about half empty, and at this point you notice that the bottom of this hourglass is slowly pushing open and the sand is seeping onto the floor. And as it does, it's filling in any gaps on the floor that may have eroded away over time and starting to leave a pile of sand underneath it.
Okay. And none of the other hourglasses look like they're damaged in any way.
Not yet.
The one that's leaking sand, can I try and turn it back?
You can try. Roll a strength check for me.
Oh, don't let me down today, Strength. Oh.
Yes.
Just-
Happy to see that.
It's just too heavy. No matter what you try, how you try it, you are just unable to manage to get any movement from this hourglass. It's just
Right.
stuck.
In that case, then, I know it's a risk, but no, there's no point risking it now. Let's not do that. I'll just call out then, see if anyone's there, because I actually don't know what to do.
Okay. What are you calling out?
First I'll call out to Vic, Sköld, and Bryn to see if they have made it anywhere inside and if they can hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you never know, call out to whoever may be in here, because from all I know, the wizard may be gone, but someone else may be hiding in the tower, as we found 2 people already hiding. So calling out, just saying, hello, is anyone there? I might be stuck. Can someone open a door for me?
Okay. You call out to your friends and they hear you sort of ask if they've found, like, what they've found. As you call out verbally, your voice seems to be muted, almost. Like you feel the words coming out and you can hear them, but they're just almost dead in the air. Sköld, Vic, Bryn, gonna reply?
So we can hear him.
You heard him say,
Where am I right now?
you are in the wizard's tower, in the
Yeah.
octagonal room with Vic and Sköld and Bruken.
No, I won't reply. Just because I'm not sure if it's Aqua.
Okay. Okay.
I will reply and say, is that you, Aqua, or some illusion?
It's me.
Well, I suppose I wasn't really expecting much out of it.
That's what a fake Aqua would say.
Well, I mean, there's no reason for it to be an illusion. I've been tricked yet. So, okay, well, where are you?
Not too sure. This room had magical darkness when I first entered it, and now I've got rid of that. I am faced with very strange looking walls and some hourglasses on the wall.
Okay. So there's no way of getting up here.
I don't know. How could I determine that hole if in the ceiling was it? How far that's away?
It's about 30 feet up now.
Are there any furniture in the room that I can use to stand on?
Aside from the plinth in the middle of the room that seems 2D as you look at it from like front or back, nothing.
Damn it. There's a hole that's just out of reach.
Okay. Explains. Okay. Well, in that case, can I drop some rope down there and hoist them up?
You don't know where that is.
Oh, it's not like directly proportionate to where we are. Okay, so there's a hole. We don't see a hole over here. So, right, well, we're going to talk to this old guy, and we'll let you know if he'll let you through.
Is there a door though that we can see?
In the room that you've just walked into,
Yeah.
it's just the two doors you entered through into this drawing room, and then walls of books. Aqua,
Yes.
roll another investigation check for me. $12. Okay. With your 12, kind of glancing back at this plinth that's in the middle of the room, within it or on it, when you can see it side on, there is the only way to describe it really is a hand, just like a rotted away, desiccated hand, just kind of resting on like where the arm would be on the stump of the hand, just resting, facing upwards or facing outwards. It seems to have, from the look of it, it seems old, but it's difficult to discern how old. And upon closer inspection, every now and then, the fingers twitch slightly.
No, that's not concerning.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
There is a very strong urge to take the hand.
Yeah.
Like it's calling to you.
Sounds about right. Me and cursed items.
Mm-hmm.
Fine, I'll grab the hand.
Do you still have the dragon head skull?
Yes, that is still on me though, not attuned.
Okay.
I feel like
The-
at this point, if you would have it, you would be attuned to it, right?
Well, I only have 4 slots and all of them
Oh
filled.
yeah, I forgot.
I never switched it out.
It's a blocker.
As you take the hand, it curls up into a fist slowly. Little finger, middle finger, ring finger, finger next to the ring finger, index finger, thumb. It takes a moment to realize that there are 5 fingers and a thumb. And it kind of rolls up into a fist and almost holds itself into your hand as you take it.
So, a cursed monkey paw?
Yes.
Vic, Bryn, Sköld, Ruken, we come back to you.
Mhm.
The elf beckons you to sit down. He doesn't really look up from his book. Just sort of, you can see his eyes continuing to scan the page as he starts talking to you. It's been a long time since I had a visitor. It's, since the dragons came, maybe 2 years, I don't know. But it's nice to have visitors again, and nice that you actually were so respectful as to knock before you entered. Etiquette is not a lost art form, it seems.
With seasoned adventurers, sometimes you have to break your way into places. Sometimes it's just nicer or easier just to ask.
You are the Navigators, no?
We are.
Yes. I was hearing about you before the re-emergence, and then my go-to missions have sort of caught a glimpse of you, but it's nice to meet you at last in person, finally. My name
So
is...
nice.
my
So
name-
sorry.
That's
In
okay.
Elvish.
You are of the half-blood, that is good to see. My name is Ordav. Apologies for the rudeness of my introduction. As you can tell, I am old. I have had many adventures in my time, and now I just rest here in my tower. The dwarves weren't too keen on me taking up residence here, but they kind of forgot that I was here after a while. Hundreds of years of residency will do that to you. I believe that you've met some of my kin in the past, is that right?
Yes. Yes, we have. They've gone off to, and hopefully they've been successful in the Halassan Empire with the giant troubles there.
Yes. I do like to keep an eye, and I do check in with my kin occasionally when I can. But I tend to keep myself to myself, quite literally sometimes. But it is my duty, I think, to keep an eye on proceedings, and if I can help in any way, I tend to.
And with magic, do you like scry on them?
I scry. I sometimes send copies of myself out to do diplomatic missions face to face if needed, but I am unfortunately bound to my tower now.
Now, have they been successful over with the giant problem?
From what I hear, they are, yes. Last I heard, they were in the process of cleaning things up. There's possibility that they've managed to recruit a few over as well. But I wouldn't wish to speculate before facts have been confirmed, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
I noticed that you've been around the city.
We're trying to find anything that can help us.
Indeed, indeed. Very wise, very wise. It can be hard when you don't really know what you're up against. Which I think is true in this case. Even I'm not really sure what to expect with Yrsoa. She is a bit of an enigma. I have a few books, and he kind of gestures with his left hand towards one of the walls behind him. I have a few books that make mention of great worms and the like, but it's been a while since anyone's really attempted such a thing. What I do know is that they are formidable, but they can be defeated. Most things can. There are very few truly indestructible and unbeatable creatures in the world.
What would be her weakness, do you think?
It's gonna sound a bit, I don't know. You won't like the answer that I'm about to give you, but herself. She is seemingly bound to the mountain, to the flames dwelling itself. I don't know if you saw, but her tail is literally connected to it. I theorized in my thoughts. That's what theorized means, that her life force is bound to the mountain, to the flames dwelling itself. If her connection to the mountain is cut or severed, then it might not kill her outright, but it might lower her strength somewhat. Whether considerably enough to finally defeat her or not, who knows, but it's something.
Sever her tail connection kind of thing? Or destroy the mountain somehow?
I mean, I feel like destroying the mountain somehow might be a bit more conclusive, but also far more difficult. If you can get to her tail and start disconnecting it before she's really able to react. I mean, she's so big. The last time she moved, it took her 3 days to fully readjust. Just the amount of effort it takes for her to stand is monumental. She is...
Been up against dragons before, and they have quite formidable breath weapons. Is she able to turn around?
This is what I'm thinking. I was thinking about it, and if you can sever her connection quickly enough, she might not be able to even turn her head to look and see what's going on before you get it done. She won't be happy about it, but you might be able to get in there and just give her what for. And then, or maybe if you've got people who are willing to distract her, go in and go face to face. Keep her occupied while you go to the tail, or vice versa. And then, who knows? All creatures have weaknesses. Hers is her just sheer size. It's a strength, don't get me wrong, a benefit. She could probably withstand a lot. But if you just break through that initial armor plate and she's just as soft and gooey as the rest of us.
But guarded, I'm guessing, by other
She has
beasts and monsters.
She has her minions, certainly. She has managed to recruit the Drow and the Durgar and the Svirfneblin, who are going around doing some nasty things. And she's developed her own creatures, or has manipulated others into creating creatures for her. Flying creatures, creatures that burrow, creatures that are rounded and ground-bound, but have caused havoc and grief to so many.
We have made some progress. We beat the necromancer that was siphoning power to her. We helped clear out the city and dealt a big blow to some of the unholy alliance. And we did something else. Oh yeah, and obviously the elves that are taking care of her giants, or the giants that are on her side, I believe. So hopefully she's considerably weakened in like that kind of respect.
I think so. I think you've done a good enough job to weaken some of the other powers that were certainly fueling her. Now it's just getting the job done. From what I've seen of your achievements, you are quite a competent group. You went...
Have we got enough experience by now?
Yeah. You've gone from being a bit volatile to actually being something close to a well-oiled group that somehow blunders through and gets the job done.
Where am I like?
Yeah, I would certainly recommend that you really put some effort into planning this and try and stick to a plan. She will be formidable, she will be difficult to defeat, and be prepared for tragedy. Not all of you might survive, but that is the risk when you take on the burden of heroic life.
Well, is there anything you can give us, whether it be, a weapon, armor, supply, anything would be great use. Oh, and one other thing, our friend seems to be downstairs in the basement. He found an interesting way of entering.
Ah, that is inconvenient. I have some quite dangerous things down in there. Huh. Aqua.
Yeah.
Once you pick up the hand and are now sort of caught between holding it and it holding itself to you,
Yeah.
all the other three remaining hourglasses all turn. And the sand
Lovely.
grains start flowing to the bottom very quickly. And almost as soon as you've seen them turn, they're already half full, and again their bottoms start spewing sand, which is a really strange phrase. I should have phrased that better. And
Is it
now
going? Go on.
carry on.
Say, is it going too fast where I can actually use the sand to push me up enough where I can get in reach to misty step through the hole?
Onwards.
The grains of sand are now accumulating on the floor and seemingly pushing inwards to the center towards the plinth, and quite rapidly now starting to raise the level of the floor around you, around the plinth. Roll an acrobatics check for me to see if you can stay on top of the ever-growing
okay.
pile. Not acrobatics, athletics, sorry.
Oh,
It's my fault.
ignore that one then.
Ignoring. Oh no.
Take that one. No, take... Damn it.
As the sand starts rising above your knees, up your thighs, up to your hips, you start to feel it weigh you down. You're having trouble getting your legs up far enough to even try and climb to the top of the pile. It seems to be engulfing you too quickly, but you still have your upper body. Roll another athletics check for me, but this time with disadvantage.
Okay.
17. Not bad, not bad. It's a good 17. Through a mixture of panic and sheer force of will, you manage to kind of dig your hands into a point where you feel sort of something resembling support underneath you, and just lift straight upwards, and you manage to get your right leg free enough to the point where you can bring your knee up and lift it above the top layer, and you are then able to use that as further support to bring your left leg, and now the plinth has completely disappeared and you are now within range to try and misty step through the hole, but you're still not quite sure where it's going to lead to.
It's better than drowning in sand.
Okay.
Where's my misty step? There it is.
You cast Misty Step and you teleport 30 feet up to the hole that you can see in the ceiling. And as you make it in there, you hear a rumbling beneath you as the sand seems to have triggered the loose tiles or loose stones that you saw on the ground. And there's a moment where nothing happens, and then suddenly, as you reappear in the hole, you manage to just about wedge yourself in. There's a further about 15 feet upwards directly, with no seeming way of climbing up without difficulty. And then as you're sort of propped in with your legs and hands flat against the wall and your back against the other, the walls around you seem to start moving and you twist. Beneath you, about 5 feet beneath you, where there once was hole, there is now just stone, and above you similar, where it seems to just rotate in a square circle type way, almost like Rubik's Cube almost. And then this time, instead of there being a tunnel above you, there is now a tunnel to your left.
I mean, might as well. Let's go explore.
Okay. You start crawling through this tunnel to your left, and it's only just big enough for you to crawl through. You've literally got like 5 feet all around you. Like, it's a 5-foot hole basically all around you to crawl through. And about 5 minutes or so of just crawling left, then turning right, and then turning left again, you start to see a speckle of actual light, like a proper source of light ahead of you that is glowing quite brightly, and it seems to be flickering slightly. And continuing down, this is the only way you've got to go. You eventually start seeing what looks to be a kind of almost like something weaved, like it's red and it's gold and it's got hints of silver through it as well, and it's in some kind of ornate pattern you can't quite make out from this distance through the glow that's coming through it. And as you kind of get closer, it's covering the entire exit of this tunnel.
Okay. How am I positioned? Are my hands in front of me? Like, am I crawling
Yeah.
army
You
style?
can
Okay.
crawl like hands on knees basically.
Okay. I'm just gonna do a simple magic missile on it then to see if I can get rid of it, or see what happens.
Okay. You cast magic missile, speak the incantation, move your hands in the prerequisite way, and then Sköld, Vic, Bryn, Ruken. Suddenly, from 10 feet behind you all, from through the rug that's covering most of the floor, 3 magic missiles just shoot out of the ground and just impact into nothing because there's no real target for them. And Ordav just sits there continuing to read his book. Ah, he found his way out then. Come in, Master Aqua. We've been expecting you.
As I emerge, like, hi. It was like that when I found it.
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. It'll fix itself soon enough. Don't you worry.
And I also kind of have this as a problem, and I kind of just hold my arm up with the hand holding me.
Ordav turns and looks. Ah. Aqua. Put it down.
That's the thing. I can't. I mean, for once, I'm not actually interested in whatever this is. Kind of just felt like I had to touch it, and as soon as I did, it won't let go.
Aqua. I'll ask again. Put the hand down. And I will need you, Aqua, if I can find the spell, to roll a wisdom saving throw, please. Okay. You are now caught in two worlds. You can feel Ordav's order to drop the hand, let it go. And you are physically pulling your fingers away. But on the other hand,
Yeah, put them.
there is the hand that is just almost holding itself fist first into you. It doesn't want you to let go. It wants to just stay with you. You should keep it. Why not? What could possibly go wrong?
Well, I'm not going to ask anyone else to try and pull it off because it seems how I got into this place in the first place. And I know you really wanted to take it off, and thank you for trying, but the hand really wants to be with me. So let's compromise. What's its curse? Because I assume it has a curse, and how am I going to deal with it?
Aqua, this is more than just a curse. This is a problem.
I walk over to Aqua.
Mm-hmm.
Can I try to take it off? I ask Aqua.
It depends how. I wouldn't touch it. As soon as you make contact, it grabs you.
I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to cast Dispel Magic on it at 4th level.
Okay, roll a d20 and add your spellcasting modifier, please.
That's the ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
+6?
It should be your charisma.
Yeah. Fuck, sorry. No, did I actually roll it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
As you cast Dispel Magic on the hand, you feel it bounce off, retaliate onto you. Bryn, there you are. Bryn, what magic items do you have equipped right now?
Equipped? Equipped, I have my battle axe +1,
Mm-hmm.
my sling +2.
Mm-hmm.
Where's my inventory? My sling +2. The belt of dwarven kind, boots of speed, ring of evasion, and the invalium plate armor.
Okay.
Everything else is not equipped, just in my bag or in someone else's bag.
Roll a d6 for me. Bryn.
Mhm.
As you cast a spell magic and you feel it rebound onto you, the ring that you've used and made use of so many times before just goes very cold all of a sudden in your finger or around your finger, and then you just feel it crack, and any arcane energy that was transmitting from it just dissipates completely.
I look at my hand. Oh, that's not good. I need this. What happened? I look back at the wizard, or what I assume is the wizard.
This is not something that should be trifled with. Aqua. Drop
Yes.
the hand. Please.
Can I try to incapacitate at the same time?
Sure. How would you like to incapacitate?
It says after I've taken a turn, but I guess that means like every 6 seconds, but like, can I do the wisdom save thing on that to charm and incapacitate Aqua
Okay.
into a dreamy stupor?
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to hit me on the back of the head with the back of your sword.
That's the
Plan
next
B.
option. Okay. Aqua, roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please. What is the DC? Do you know?
Doesn't say on there. I'm going to...
Wearing a wisdom. In addition, when a creature you can see ends its turn within 30 feet of you, gives you a reaction for the reinforced speech to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, here we go. Can I do it here? There we go. Sorry. 18.
18. Cool.
Oh, I can just click that.
Yeah, you can.
Is that... Oh, it brought up 2 different boxes. I wondered why it wasn't rolling.
That's a good one.
Nice. Okay, you are now charmed and incapacitated towards Vic. Charmed towards Vic, incapacitated completely.
Will that help?
The hand is still holding on to him.
So,
Can we throw a rope around it and just try to pull it off?
You can certainly try. You
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. You pull out your rope and sort of have a few attempts at wrapping it specifically around the hand without like touching it or just missing and getting Aqua instead. And eventually you manage to get the rope tied around the what's left of the wrist and the bottom of the hand and start to try and yank it off towards, like, away from Aqua. Who is trying?
Can I do it in a way? So
Yeah, carry on. Go.
Because if I pull him, it might just pull Aqua too. So I'm gonna kick Aqua in the stomach while pulling the rope. Because otherwise there'll be no like opposite force or less, you know.
Okay.
To kick Aqua away while pulling the rope. And
yeah,
with
you
anyone
want me
else who
to
wants
be
to help.
like tied down to something.
And no time for that. Kick you
Okay.
across the room.
You give him a good kick in the chest, in the stomach, and start pulling. Roll a strength check for me, please, Vic.
I'm not big at the moment. Should I go big before I do? Can I go big before I do this? Knowing it might be tough.
Yeah, if you want.
God, he's gonna rip my whole arm off.
No. Strength check. Ability check advantage because now I'm big.
$18. There is definitely something holding the hand into Aqua. No matter how hard you try, it will not come away.
I look at Sköld. Can you do anything against curses or something?
Pretty sure didn't we get rid of a curse before?
Well, it was maybe with Great Restoration, but can you dispel curses or something?
Yeah, there we go. But I'll need to sleep on it, prepare.
Right, so if we wait until tomorrow, we can maybe get rid of the hand. That's my suggestion. I wouldn't know otherwise. Unless we chop off Aqua's arm.
Well, how long have we been going for?
Aqua.
Yeah.
As Bryn jokingly suggests chopping off your arm. Seems like quite a good idea. Seems like the only solution.
Oh no.
To chop off my arm?
Not well.
I mean,
Not
I could
necessarily a
understand
whole
if
arm.
Vic said that, but I don't agree with Bryn at all.
Not necessarily a whole arm, but you know, your hand.
I mean,
Into your forearm.
everyone's being very persuasive, but then so's his hand. Someone else has to do it and kind of just hold my arm up that's got the hand on.
We're not actually chopping off your arm. Not unless we tried everything else.
I mean, if I knew what the curse was, I could probably deal with it. But because I don't, it could cause us problems.
Oh, can I try something?
You can certainly try.
Don't know. No, I don't think it'll work. Can we put the portable hole around his arm? Then it'll be in that, but it won't be closed, so I don't think it'll be like somewhere else. No, I don't think that'll work.
Wait, can't Sköld identify items? Sköld, come here, identify it.
Suppose.
I don't know if we need to. The wizard seems to know.
Yeah, but the wizard seems to know.
Wow, he hasn't told us anything while we're trying this.
Any suggestions, Ordav?
All I know, all you need to know, is that it took me a long time to procure this hand, and it's taken me a long time to get it back here and safe without harming anyone else.
At least put it in a box.
It's probably quite safe downstairs.
Not safe enough, apparently.
We what about? Is there anyone got any kind of anti-magic stuff like that can? I don't know, just deactivate magic items temporarily or something.
Try to dispel the magic.
Wait, why don't we get the bag of holding and put it around the hand and try and like close it up really fast?
Well, look, your arm would still be in there, so I was thinking, because like once you close it, it's in a different dimension, but your arm, once it's open, it's open, right? And we can't close it if your arm on it. Could this be a useful item against Yrsoa, though?
Well, so far, let's think what we know. 1, it really wants to be with me.
Oops.
2, trying to remove it seems impossible and yet breaks magic items. So far, I'm not seeing a downside.
We've only had it for the past 10 minutes.
And yet, it's already growing on me. Lol.
Literally and figuratively. What are you gonna do? Give Yrsoa a hand? Look around the room. What?
Unlike you to make jokes, Sköld.
Well, gotta keep the mood up somehow.
Yeah, high five.
You good?
That's quite fun.
So,
Well done, Josh. That's
how are we
quite a
gonna
good
get
one.
this up?
If Aqua won't drop it willingly, then I cannot allow Aqua to leave.
Oh, fine by me. See you later, Aqua. We're,
No, this is unfair. I am willing to drop it.
What do you mean it's
but-
unfair? You're the one who picked it up in the first place.
No. It has very suggestive magic. And I've tried dropping it.
We
I've
learned
asked
anything.
you guys for help.
The last time you
really
picked
don't
up
wanna-
that skull.
Yeah, that skull has been very quiet since we fought the Lich. It's not really talked much, but it's just been on me. I've had no issue with it.
What about your Modron thing?
I sent him back to his people. He
Can't he come back?
actually don't know. I didn't. Maybe they're still listening / watching me.
Because that could grab it off you, and if it's not like, I don't know, maybe it can pull it off you. Okay, I don't know.
I mean, it wasn't very good in battle, so if you can't pull it off with your strength, I doubt that robot's gonna.
Maybe it can
I mean-
surgically remove it.
Eh. Okay. I don't know how I'll do this, but I'll close my eyes, fill out into the world, space, and all that,
Mm-hmm.
and call on my Modron pal to see if he wants to come and help me remove this cursed item, and whether or not his god / cult want the item for themselves and they can take it.
Okay. You focus for a moment on your Modron companion and the civilization that you have kind of become affiliated with. And you reach out to them, sort of mentally probing in different spaces, looking for an answer, and eventually you find it. You find that space, that plane that Modrons kind of dwell in. Somewhere you are familiar with. You have been there before, however briefly and however sort of kind of like uninformed that visit was. There's a familiar feeling about it. You call out to them, calling for help. And almost immediately, your Modron appears next to you and starts to pull at the hand, grabbing hold of it and pulling, trying to remove it from yours. The fist just stays glued to it, won't budge. All they're doing is just resisting against your hand, which seems to be trying its best to pull against them and not let the fist go. Even though your fingers are wide, you are like mentally trying to let it go. It seems subconsciously you are unable.
Wait, Modron, are you able to take me back to your realm? Because last time I was there, your god managed to remove one of my eyes and curse me forever to be looking like a pirate. Do you think he could remove my arm in a way that it could be brought back or swapped in some way?
Modron thinks on it for a moment, and it sort of gives off an impression like, "Ooh, what a good question." And then it kind of grabs hold of your shoulders and pulls you in, almost like a hug, lifts you off the ground and disappears from the wizard tower. Ordav, without kind of realizing what's happened, a moment too late, fires off a counterspell that dwindles in the air. You arrive in what looks to be a throne room made entirely of gears that seem to be twirling one at a time, interlocking with interlocking with other gears that are spinning opposite directions. The walls are entirely made up of these gears. The ground is made of just pure metal. And above you, sat on not even sat, just kind of stood on a dais, like almost like a throne, is a similar looking sphinx, but this time instead of looking flesh, it's made of more clockwork type equipment, like just mechanical. You can see the elements inside it twisting and turning. It speaks to you in a voice that seems to be broken up, like each word almost comes across like the ticking of a clock. And it speaks in a language that for a moment you don't understand, and then it seems to almost translate in your brain. We can help you, Aqua. We will help you. And a Modron comes along and basically grabs hold of your hand above the fist that you have sort of unwillingly taken, stretches out your arm and takes off your hand in one swoop of a blade. And then two more Modrons appear, holding sort of medical equipment, like literally just like ready to bandage your hand and stop any bleeding. There are spurts of blood pouring out. The pain is fairly instantaneous, straight through your arm up to your brain. You feel it just engulf your left arm in complete agony. And then time slows down. Suddenly, the pain disappears. There's a sense of victory, of finality, of at last. Obviously, this was the right idea. And in this slowed down moment, you see your old blue hand resting there on the ground, still palm open, and the old, desiccated, rotted hand with the 5 fingers and thumb now open out again, turn onto the palm, fingers pushing upwards like Thing. Is it Thing from Adam's Family?
Yeah.
And it just starts levitating up towards your wrist. All of the Modrons in the room around you start diving towards it. Roll a wisdom saving throw for me.
I'll say, can I try and dive away from it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wisdom save.
With your 17, while this does seem like the only course of action, it's the best idea, you know? There's a momentary momentary flicker of doubt that fulfills your mind, and you think, maybe not. This does seem a bit sus. You know, like the Among Us alarm is going off right now. So you pull your arm away and start to just reel away from it. The pain of returning. The Modrons diving inwards. I need Furious, Robb, and Yathina to each roll a d20 and add 3, please. Okay. The Modrons that are diving in aren't quick enough. Aqua,
Yeah.
I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Oh, okay.
You aren't quick enough. Even in this slowed down time, as you are reeling away, the hand just flies up and lands on the stump of your wrist. And almost immediately, you feel the nerves connect, the bones regrow in between. The pain dies down, and you just feel power coursing through you. This feels right. This feels good.
This is breaking my mind.
You are immediately teleported back to Ordav's chamber. Actually, no. Roll a d100 for me, Aqua.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
You are immediately teleported back to Ordav's chamber.
Okay.
I was like, 80 and above, you're back at Ordav's. Immediately, you see the finalization of his counterspell that just fizzles out in the air. His eyes fix back on you and on the hand that is now reattached to yours, or reattached to your arm. The 5 fingers and thumb just wriggling. And
Do I have like actual control over this hand, or is it got like literally still the thing? It's still got a mind of its own.
it's an interesting question. That is an interesting question.
Great. I'm fighting myself to not strangle myself.
It's not that bad. However, Aqua, as you're readjusting to being back in Ordav's chamber, there's a couple of seconds that pass, and then hmm, hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I need you to roll an intelligence saving throw, please.
I know what this spell does.
Oof, dice. You almost lazily, with your new hand, just waft away the effects of the mental prison. You feel your brain start to be constricted, and then
Okay.
nothing.
Really? I'm not going to take the damage that it just normally does.
You take the.
That's what I thought.
Please hold. Oh, bloody hell. 5d10 is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 12, 8, 20. 34 points of psychic damage. You don't need to make the concentration check.
Yeah,
Despite
don't know why
taking
that comes up.
Despite taking the damage, because you're concentrating on dancing lights apparently.
Oh, okay.
Despite taking the damage, you feel none of it. Ordav just looks at you. I told you I couldn't let you leave Aqua. And I'm going to have to hold to that. I would advise your friends to leave.
Wait, what? No. We're not leaving without Aqua. No.
Guys, I have been cursed with this weirdly horrible yet great hand.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but anything.
Look.
I
Shit
don't feel
move. We're not
pain.
leaving you.
Well, no, I'm saying I don't want to die. I'm just saying I'm not gonna be evil again. Like, I've left that way behind, and even though this hand wants to be with me, it's not gonna get its way.
You've never been actually evil, Aqua. I don't know who told you this. But you've never been actually evil. You've made your own decisions, some of them not great.
Been stupid, but not evil. This may go under the stupid category. Again.
Yeah. So,
I mean-
I walk over to Aqua, and I grab his shoulders, and I look pointedly at the wizard. We're leaving.
Okay. Are you doing anything?
While I do this, Aqua gets bardic inspiration.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything. I'm not casting a spell. I'm just giving Aqua bardic inspiration.
I was like, I wasn't sure if you were going to cast anything, so I was just like,
No.
and?
No, I don't have that many spell slots left. I've just given him bardic inspiration for any potential other rolls he has to do. And I'll just look at the wizard. We're leaving. With Aqua.
So it's obvious that his hand's been chopped off and another one's there, right?
Yes. It's a completely different colour. It's still desiccated and everything.
I'm gonna turn to Ordav and in Elvish and be like, "How dangerous is this thing?"
Immensely.
Okay.
Imagine Stappen worse.
Formula
Very
One
worse.
driver.
Well, I am sick of all these riddles, so hold that thought. His own.
Holding the thought. Continuing to hold the thought.
Hold my.
There you go.
Okay.
Can I identify the freaky hand?
If you spend a minute to cast it, yes.
Yes.
I mean,
Hold
we're all
that thought.
stood here in a Mexican hold off, so we might as well.
Okay. You spend the minute to cast Identify. We'll say you've been casting it during this conversation, it's fine. And the answer is inconclusive on exact details, but the information you do pick up is that this is an artifact that comes from being of great evil.
I guess that.
Do you tell us that it's from being a great evil?
Yes.
Okay.
And is that it? Is that all I get?
Yeah.
Well, I could have figured that some undead hand was from a
Put
creature
my
of.
undead hand on Sköld's shoulder. Sköld, you've always been there with us, but you've not been very good at it.
It says you, Mr. Undead Hand.
I want to do.
I think I've had more damage from you than I have in my whole entire career as an adventurer fighting
I've
monsters.
tanked more times than our actual tank, so
You haven't tanked, you've gone down. That isn't the definition of tanking.
tanking is when you're still operational. So I'm still here.
You were not operational. You were a load of bones at one point because you fell from a great height.
And I dealt with the hag.
Dealt with is a very nice way of putting it.
To be fair, you still have no idea what he did with the hag.
And neither does he.
Exactly. All I can say is that you got pancakes. If
Well-
that's your way of dealing with things, then, well, judging by your past record, I would incline to agree with you.
While you are having this argument, Aqua,
Yeah.
I need you to roll a charisma saving throw. As
You
Ordav,
have
you do,
bardic inspiration.
and Ordav reaches out and attempts to banish you.
You fucking joking me?
I don't think magic inspiration might help.
Do we have the rule here that a natural one is not a natural one in saving throws?
I
Let's
mean,
just see, would it have helped? 18.
still wouldn't have helped.
Yeah, that's fair. I assumed it wouldn't.
Aqua, since you're not native to this plane,
Yeah.
you are just banished.
That sounds about right.
If the target is native to a different plane of existence than the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane. You feel the touch on your shoulder, and then you are submerged in water. Familiar water, you've been there recently. But now, you're just here, stuck.
Yeah, made it back home to mom and dad for breakfast.
No.
Like a love in your hand.
You are you find yourself encased in water, as you know you would expect for being in the plane of water. But all around you is a cage.
Oh. Gonna assume it's magic. I'm gonna dispel it at 7th level. Let's go balls to the walls. I feel like I need all the magic here to get rid of this.
Okay.
Well, while he's gone, can I do something? Because I feel like this is almost initiative order now.
You can do something.
Okay, I'm gonna cast silence on the wizard.
Okay.
Okay, this is enough. We are here to see if you can help us against the dragon. Clearly, you are not helping. So we're leaving.
Did you put yourself in the circle?
No, well, obviously I can't measure it because it's not to measure, but yeah, I just wanted to put it down.
There's no response.
Yeah, well, good. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, what about Aqua? He seems to no longer be here.
Sköld, Bryn, just Sköld and Bryn, you recognize the spell. You've seen it a couple of times be unsuccessful. You know the spell. Bryn, do you actually have it?
No,
Do you have access to it?
I don't think so. Is it? What level is it?
It's level 4.
Yeah, you should have access to it then.
No, I don't think so. I don't think bards get access to it.
Which one was that, sorry?
Banishment.
Banishment.
Okay. Let me have a look. See, I think I might have it. Yeah, but I have it prepared. Like a banished wizard.
Look at your spells.
Oh yeah, it's cleric, paladin, sorcerer, warlock, wizard. Okay. I love the spell component. An item distasteful to the target. So yeah, Sköld, you know the implication of this spell and the implication towards Aqua, who is not a native to this plane, and what that means.
In that case, we gotta find a way of getting him back. Don't know how that's gonna happen. As much as he is an idiot, he's an integral part of the team.
Well, as someone who knows the spell, do you know whether he's banished for good, or whether he will return in, say, 54 seconds or something?
Well, I've never done it myself. But he should come back eventually.
Then we'll wait. And then we'll leave.
This it says here, breaking out of it. If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space left or in the nearest unoccupied space. Otherwise, the target does not return. Oh, it's concentration. Can I go up to the wizard and slap him?
You also know that if the target is native to a different plane, such as Aqua from the water plane, or plane of water, then the one you're on, the target is banished with a faint popping noise, returning to its home plane.
Yep.
And doesn't come back?
If the spell ends before 1 minute has passed, the target reappears in the space it left.
Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah. So he's got to keep concentration. I mean, you can slap him. Sorry.
With the idea of breaking his concentration.
Roll an unarmed strike for me.
Is that D6?
That's a d20 first. See if you hit.
No, of course.
That does actually hit.
There you go. Put some feeling into it.
Well, concentration checks automatically succeed above 10. However, I'll roll it anyway. That's the wrong one.
Does he have a +10 to his
He does not,
con?
but he has to roll. If it's not above 10, so he has to roll like. If the damage isn't above 10, I can't remember. Like I'm overthinking it now. Sorry.
I
Basically,
thought
an
it was
armed
just
strike
always
spell.
over. It has to get over 10 no matter what the damage is. I thought it was, or half the
Let me read up.
damage.
You know when you think about something and then, as you're trying to think about it, you forget the actual
Yeah.
rule. Please hold.
I
I
that
feel
think-
one.
like we've had this conversation before about it.
Well, it hasn't
So
been
if you-
until now that I actually forgot what the rule is.
So if the damage is 22, for example, you have to roll an 11. If you...
Yeah.
No, I think you always have to roll above 10, yeah.
Might be roll above 10. In which case it'll be fine.
So Sköld's just beating up an old guy.
He's just slapped him.
He's just slapped him. Oh my god. Come on, Google, tell me. 5e.
So I rolled the wrong d20 as well, but you know, I'll stick with 13 for the moment if it looks.
What did you roll?
I just rolled just a regular d20 instead of my unarmed strike.
Yeah, that's fine. It would have still rolled higher.
Do you have
Whenever
a
you-
plus to your unarmed strike?
Whenever you take damage
Yeah.
while you're concentrating
I'll
on a
say-
spell, you must make a con save to maintain a DC equals 10 or half the damage you take, whichever number is higher. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. My brain got so confused. It was like, no, it's just, yeah, like, if you don't take 10. But no. Yeah, so concentration drops. Ordav is just so stunned that you've just slapped him. Like, concentration drops on the spell. And Aqua reappears, just totally drenched. Just leaving a massive puddle on the floor of this beautifully ornate rug that's on the floor. However, what this does mean is I need you to all roll initiative, please.
Fuck's sake.
I don't want to.
Did
I don't
my
wanna-
spell
Combat
go
with
off
him.
in the other thing, or did this happen before my spell went off?
This happened before your dispel.
Oh, okay.
Was I would have thrown my hammer at him. Well, not thrown it. I've got two hammers now. Man of two hammers.
You too, Aqua.
Sorry, my thing's being a bit slow.
A bit slow.
Maybe disadvantage considering you've just been re-teleported.
Look at Sköld trying to make Aqua's life harder.
I'm just saying, you know, he got himself into that mess.
Well,
and
he
needs to get himself
distracted
out
me
of it.
in an argument, so therefore. Oh damn it! It's refreshing now. Give me a sec. Of course, it works fine until now. It's like I actually got banished.
Well, computer's been banished into another realm.
You have entered the Shadow Realm. What am I doing? Doing this wrong. Nope. Do you know what? That's not even the shape I was going for. But it's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, literally a 12-sided thing. I meant for 8, but never mind. It's fine. Yeah.
I'd say just start the turns as I'm loading up because I'm just on the loading screen.
That's okay.
But if you have a nat 20, you go first.
Doubt that, but okay.
Oh, I need to do Rukin as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was here. We're just watching all this.
Well, Rukin goes first at the moment.
He is the
But
silent
I think
participant.
it's actually very important whether you go first or not, Aqua.
It is.
Because
We
I
wait.
feel like this all depends on you.
It is all your fault.
As always.
That's right. Cool.
You know, if banishment makes it that easy to get rid of someone, we know what we're using on Yrsoa.
Banish. So
She probably has plus 20 or something to charisma though.
I don't know what a native plane would be.
Well, isn't she native to this plane? So
Maybe.
Come on, Josh. Lay back in.
I'm trying. I'm so sorry. It's an 88% at the moment. Oh, I can bring up my character sheet.
There
Oh
we
my
are.
God. Oh my god.
Okay. Cool.
Not even loaded in properly still. Oh, go on, carry on anyway.
We begin combat. Aqua,
Yes.
it's your turn.
Alright, I assuming I have not realised that the room is silenced.
No, the room isn't silent.
Is it not?
I try because I don't have a proper map.
Okay.
I try to only silence the wizard.
Okay. Then I will.
It would have had to have been something like this.
Yeah.
Which would silence Aqua.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna point at the wizard and be like, "You can hurt me, but don't hurt my friends." And I'm gonna mental prison him.
Okay. You will see Aqua point out towards Ordav and just start mouthing what you would assume, judging by the words you think he's saying, would be something really, really badass. And then nothing happens.
It does. Mental prison isn't semantic. It's only semantic.
Oh, nice. Okay. Cool.
that was just a ruse. Well, man's quite intelligent.
Fucking wizards, man.
Let's see. He takes the 5. So what's that?
9, 10, 16.
Great.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Con save on what? What's he concentrating on?
It would probably
Oh,
be banishment,
banishment.
still.
Yeah.
You guys are just trying to do it.
Apparently it tells me combat isn't started. I can't end my turn.
Oh, I'll edit it for you. It's Rukin's turn.
You guys
Rukin.
trying to do things like sweet attacks with magic and stuff. I just go up to him and slap him.
Rukin comes over and is. You can see he's conflicted on what to do.
Just making noises.
He just makes noise for a few seconds while I think of what to do. And then he's going to bless at 2nd level, so all 4 of you gain bless.
Okay.
So Vic, Bryn, Aqua, and Sköld all gain bless. You get D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Okay.
Keep climbing.
And then that's his turn. I should probably end the turn, shouldn't I? Vic, it's your go.
Okay.
What?
Can I? Oh. And before I get in the silent zone, you permit me to whip out the portable hole, put it over Aqua's hand and a little bit further up, and then chop his hand off.
You can certainly try.
But obviously the undead hand. Just want to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
Not the other one for a laugh.
Just for the memes. It's just like, doesn't need two hands. You can do that if you want.
Yeah, so pull a hole over the thing and then chop, and hopefully if I can get it off, then close the portable hole with it inside. Would you want me to do an attack roll?
Yes. Please.
Mm-hmm.
It would be an improvised weapon, so improvised weapon.
What, to chop it with my sword?
Oh, you're chopping the hand off with your sword.
So portable hole's going over. I'm gonna, and then I can't close just the thing.
Right.
So then I chop it off. It flops in the portable hole. Then I close portable hole.
Okay. So yeah, roll an attack roll for me. Normal attack roll.
Don't get a critical fail. I don't want you to chop his head off. Oh god!
I get three attacks though, right?
Roll damage.
Oh god!
It's not a severe damage.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
+5 though. On top of that, sorry.
+5, so that's what, 12?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Aqua. Vic comes
Yes.
along and swipes his sword down to try and cut off the new hand you have acquired. Misses horribly and just embeds his sword into your right shoulder.
Right.
Vic, roll again.
I will mouth the word sorry because I'm in silence, so you can't actually.
Okay. 18, I think, hits. What's your AC, Aqua?
Yeah, that is.
Okay. Roll damage for me, Vic.
This will be +5 on here. Well, that's the percentage.
Okay. 18 damage. Aqua.
Yes.
Vic's second strike hits true and catches you just below where the new hand has attached itself to your body. And as the sword strikes through your arm, severing the connection to the hand, and it falls into the portable hole that Vic has sort of placed underneath you. Suddenly, everything goes dark. Everything just stops. Vic, as your sword cleaves through Aqua's arm, you see the arm fall into the portable hole, or the hand fall into the portable hole, sorry. And then Aqua's eyes just kind of retreat into the top of his head, and he just collapses to the ground.
In my head, I'm thinking that's the cleric's job, and I'll just close the portal hole.
Okay.
Jeez.
Gordav is watching. Is that your turn?
I'll just turn around to Ordav, and I will like pull out the hole towards like the folded up hole towards him, so he can have it. That'd be my turn though.
Okay. Bryn.
I'll. Can I dispel silence? Is that a
You can end the
concentration
effect.
spell?
Yeah.
It's a concentration spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll end silence.
Okay.
I think that's an action anyway, and that's my turn.
Okay. Ordav takes the portable hole from you. And kind of looks solemn for a moment. I am sorry for your loss. And then twirls on the spot and disappears.
Did he mean loss?
I walk over to Aqua. Are you? No. Are we still in initiative? Okay. I walk over to Aqua. Are you okay? Is he okay? He's has he passed out?
I actually don't know because I can't load back in.
He's not responding.
I cast healing words. Second level on him.
Doesn't seem to have any effect. The healing magic leaves you, but there doesn't seem to be a repository to receive it.
Do a medicine check on him.
No need. There are no signs of life.
Hold on.
Wait, what?
No signs of life.
No signs of life.
I shake his shoulders. Aqua.
Case.
No response.
Thing for it.
You can. I was going to say. I like that. Instead of revivify, you're like, yep, going to go with the 7th level spell that takes an hour to cast.
Well, I was going to use Revive, but I kind of forgot what it was called.
As Sköld starts preparing to cast a spell, the rest of you can see that Aqua's blue skin is starting to go incredibly pale. Okay, let me just read this. Sorry. Oh, okay. All right.
Deal, deal.
Okay. It takes Sköld about an hour. He meticulously has to lay out 1,000 gold pieces, 1,000 gold coins in a very particular pattern around Aqua. And then he has to start chanting in sort of a prayer to his deity, but also a plea to Aqua to return. Aqua, you are all of a sudden finding yourself out on the open sea. On a ship of your own, you are stood on the prow of the ship with a crew just sort of dancing around, keeping the ship going, and the spray of the sea is sort of splashing you, and this is the happiest you've been for a long time. You become aware that you have both your eyes, you have full sight for the first time in months. You are reacquainted with your original hand. You are aboard this ship that's just sailing the sea, and this is a good place. It's a nice place. But then you start hearing Sköld's voice in the distance, and you start seeing an island appear on the horizon. The voice seems to be echoing and emanating from this island. What do you do?
Got things to do. No time.
I
To
can
die on
recognize
me.
the voice, so I will head to it calling me, assuming that the voice is coming from the island.
Okay. You make the requisite orders to your crew to start off towards the island. And they turn. The ship starts sailing full speed ahead towards the island. Sköld's voice growing gradually louder and louder and louder as you get closer. Eventually, you can see the island in the distance, and you call the command to drop anchor, and the crew release the anchor. It falls into the sea, and the ship slowly grinds to a halt. They start preparing the rowing boat and lowering you down, and you start rowing yourself towards the island, just slowly and gradually taking in the last few moments of freedom on the sea. And then as you hit land, you feel the boat kind of connect, and you rock slowly and stand to climb from the boat onto solid land again. You are all of a sudden your eyes open again, and you are curled up on the ground, just sort of splayed out. I say your eyes open, your eye opens. You can feel a burning in your left arm, and everyone else can see Aqua's hand start to regrow quite quickly, and it's actually quite a beautiful sight. And the hand regrows, and as soon as the hand finishes and goes back to its normal state, you take a breath, Aqua, and you have been revived.
Woohoo!
Do you also gain sight of his other eye?
Yes.
Okay. Better than you. And I just collapse.
This is the service you needed.
Jesus Christ, don't do that again.
Yeah, kind of felt responsible for that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Sorry, guys.
We're gonna have a no touching rule.
As I say, I didn't try to touch it. I didn't even want to go near that hand. It just... bad magic forced me into... Yeah, and it just carried on.
I'm literally just like passed out. So yeah, I ain't moving.
Oh, you can't cast spells again. Wow, you're drained.
It-
Go on.
Aqua, roll a d4 for me.
Okay, let's see if I can.
Okay. You are exhausted.
Yeah, I didn't expect anything less.
How many grades of exhaustion is he?
Mm-hmm. That's the question that I will answer for you in a moment. Normally, it would be 2, but this spell incurs a -4 on top of that. So you have now got 6 points of exhaustion.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Immediately dies again.
No, it just means you've got
alright.
-6 to all d20 rolls.
Nah.
Meglo has a better exhaustion system than normal D&D.
Yeah, I mean, if you had 6 points of exhaustion in
Shall we?
5, you'd be dead.
Shall we make our way back? I have a fucking long rest. I not touched anything ever again.
Definitely not in the wizard tower. I remember joking that we were going to avoid this place, but
Sounds good.
imagine if we did.
I was kind of hoping for some strong magic, which, even though it was bad, nearly got.
Yeah, but I feel like you would have died no matter what at some point because of it.
I mean, I did die.
Yeah, but you would have died like either now or in the future, maybe in the
wouldn't
middle
mind
of
it if it
something where
was
we could
a
help you.
big sacrifice against the Yrsoa.
Mm. Who knows what could have happened to you? You could have turned around and started. That hand could have taken over you and done all sorts.
Oh wow.
Let's go. I walk towards the door.
I'm unconscious.
Oh, you're unconscious. Oh, I didn't realize
I
you were
don't-
completely
Are you?
unconscious.
I don't think you are. I
Well,
think you
no.
only go that if he was dead for over a year. So you're just really tired.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sleep anyway because we've had a whole day and I'm just like out on top of it. A very eventful day, I may add.
We
So
can't.
I'm-
We can't stay here. We can't stay here. We have to go back to Steelborough.
All right, get Vic to carry me.
You can walk. We just have to be careful. So you don't want to go to the last place then?
No, I really don't.
Hey, maybe the fountain might rejuvenate all of us.
That's what the fire giant was.
We got so much shit. Way too much. The only thing that would have been nice is a few healing potions or something. But everyone can have a new weapon, everyone can have new armor or something. Let's just go back, take a few days, 2 or 3 days to rest, to come back. And yeah.
Okay, we'll try to sneak out back the way. We can get down the stairs over here, yeah,
Okay.
hopefully.
Yeah, so you go back up the stairs you came in from.
Mm-hmm.
You feel the cold and the heat coming from both sets of stairs again. But only for a moment. They do stop and die down quite quickly. At which point I will move back here. Ruken looks over at Aqua. How do you feel?
Like I've already faced Yrsoa.
So you're prepared then?
Huh. Just kind of look down and carry on walking.
I feel like today was both eventful, rewarding, but also not as well as it could have gone.
Do you think I made the right choice chopping it off?
We may never find out. And I think that's a good thing, not knowing what the alternative was.
Yeah. I'm just going to assume the alternative was going to be very bad. We need to get down from this place now, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, let's go.
Vic, you remember on the way up seeing runes on the steps?
Mm-hmm. Is there like a circular staircase that if I activate from up?
Like it was a spiral, like spiraling upwards in sort of blocks, essentially.
So can I look for runes at the top of where we are and see if like I can activate anything to make a proper staircase or something?
Roll an intelligence check and add your expertise, so plus 2 double proficiency.
Okay, I'll give it a go. Plus expertise. So plus, what we got? 4. Plus 4 now?
5.
Plus 5.
So it's plus 10.
Oh. Plus 5.
That's okay. That was also a saving throw, but never mind.
Oh.
It's the same. It's the same number. So
Yeah.
it's 27. Immediately, you don't recognize the runes. These are runes that you've never seen before, but you understand them. Almost as soon as you see them, you are kind of able to quantify them in your head to the point where you understand that just kind of completing them in the right way or interacting with them in the right way would probably either turn this into a ramp that you could easily descend or staircase that you could easily descend. And you do that. You investigate them ever so slightly and realize that actually, yeah, you just need to mark it slightly, a bit more, complete the rune, and then that step appears. The gap is filled. And then it's just the same all the way down. The runes are slightly different, but they all mean the same thing. And quite easily, without any expenditure of spell slots, potions, or scrolls, you are able to descend down to the bottom of the Wizard Tower.
That was a bit easier.
Can we easily find our way back into the hive from here?
Yeah. Sköld is well versed in the layout of the city. It's still a fairly long journey. Like, you won't have any time left. You can see the sun starting to rise over the horizon. However, you do judge that you've got enough time to get back to the palace and the hive before daybreak completely. Everyone roll. How are you going? Are you going stealthily or are you continuing on?
I'm too exhausted. I wouldn't even realise we were trying to be stealth.
Yeah, ditto on that one.
Probably slow
Yeah.
and steady.
So
Not
carefully, but not necessarily stealthily.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. So carefully kind of making your way through the city, and eventually you return back to the palace. You do have to sort of sneak past a few patrols, and the fire giant reappears, but it doesn't spot you. You are careful, very deliberate about where you're placing yourself, making sure to always be in as much shadow as possible. And eventually, after about 40 minutes or so, you do make your way back to the palace and then start descending into the hive. It's a long journey through the hive, remember, so you probably will need to take a rest or have a rest before you get back to Steelbrow and the crew. It's about a day to get through the hive.
That's one long rest then, Aqua.
Yeah. So you managed to get back through the hive, back into sort of the first level, safety. You rest. Keeping watch, making sure that you're not easily spottable, just in case. You rest through the night. You hear some odd sounds. Nothing that seems to be overtly threatening right away, but odd sounds nonetheless. And then your 8 hours is up. You reawaken. You find your way continuing through the hive back to the level that you met Steelbrow on. And nope, not that. This. You see Ambrin sort of tending to a few people, just kind of chatting to them, trying to raise spirits as best she can. You see Svard and Steelbrow off in the corner, discussing, talking quite intently, quite not secretively. Like, they're not trying to hide the fact they're talking, they're just chatting. Ambrin returns to you. It is good that you are back. I'm glad you have returned safely. I was worried for a moment that you would not return.
All about its trials, that's for sure. But we've got some new equipment that could potentially help us in the fight. We need to study them, figure out which would be best to use, but it could be of use.
Yes. We have been trying to devise a plan while you were gone. We've had a good few days to discuss, but we are still undecided and unclear on what the best course of action is, and we didn't want to make a decision without you here. Now that you have returned, we are not entirely pressed for time. While you are identifying and going through your items and your discoveries, we would perhaps be behooved to continue our planning and decide on our next course of action. Do you agree?
Let's rest first. We shall, with a clear mind.
I agree. We have time enough to not panic.
Well, I don't think anyone really spotted us anyway, or followed us back in here. So what is a day or two of actually planning, instead of attacking now or tomorrow? We should take the time to all come back to our feet, and I look at Aqua, and plan accordingly what we want to do, how we want to proceed, how to involve everyone. We brought back a bunch of items, artifacts, so that we can divide not just between each other, but between everyone who is willing to help. And then we'll go from there.
Might be able to contact the elves as well and see if they're coming over with any assistance or anything. A few days might help them get here.
Yeah.
During like a long rest, I would like to write a letter using my sending rune thing that I have done a few times.
You have? Yes.
I'm going to write to Ordav.
Okay.
And like, that meeting didn't go as intended, but I hope you understand there was no ill intent. I think you know that hand, it seemed to have some kind of control over Aqua. Is there anything you can do to help us for the battle? Can you assist in any way? And I'll write Vic at the end. Or
Okay.
Navigators.
Okay. You receive a reply. Unlike what you've seen before with the sort of sending rune, this time you actually receive a physical letter in return. Almost immediately, written in very scrawling, kind of beautiful script that runs almost a page long. Like the whole page of parchment just is filled with words. Vic, I was sorry that Aqua had to die. I was hoping that he would be able to resist the urge to put the hand on himself. As I'm sure you're aware, it was a leftover from a now long dead powerful mage, and only has ever been the cause of great harm and evil. I am, of course, willing to help rid the world of the blight of Yrsoa, the eternal flame. I will send forth a few of my own items as compensation for the loss of your fallen ally. Please once again accept my condolences and understand that it was not my wish, intention, or will for you to be weakened in any way. Or Dav.
Okay. Well, I won't say that Aqua's alive. I won't respond again. I'll just wait for the assistance he said.
Okay. Please hold a moment. Cool. This is quite a clunky mechanism, but it should work in a second. Hopefully. Hopefully this works. It does! Huzzah! Success! Almost as soon as you finish reading the note, a bundle appears sort of just off in front of you. And it's just wrapped in a very neat silk kind of blanket almost. Observer can't open it. Feels bad, man. Nope. Observer can't open it. I do this.
I can.
Yeah, well, you can because you're stood next to it. Observer doesn't have a token, so they can't.
Ooh. It's probably. Ooh. Wow.
Wow.
It doesn't really matter who takes this. I'm just reading stuff off screen, which the stream can't actually see what we're talking about.
I know. I know.
There's potions.
It's a.
And there's a very nice robe.
Yeah. And then, as if by magic, Bryn steals it all.
I didn't do anything. Shit, you can see that.
Yeah, we can.
Can I delete this? Can I delete this? Shit.
Nope.
Fuck.
Let's see.
Bryn is a thief. Not sharing loot. She's a loot goblin.
I left the other stuff. I don't need the other stuff.
You don't need that stuff.
I do need this stuff.
We can share
What are you gonna do with the
potions
oil?
at some point anyway.
Yeah, we'll talk about all the stuff that we have anyway.
But Josh, you should probably take that robe anyway, because I don't think anyone else can even equip it.
We have quite a
You
few
sure?
things that not everyone can use, or that on either one person or no one can use.
I don't mind being invisible at points.
I have invisibility as a spell.
Yeah. Who wants
Everyone
to
take
drag
one potion of healing.
I'm Bryn.
I took
I
one.
can cast invisibility whenever I want.
That's why I don't need the potion.
What's the sovereign glue?
Really good glue. Like Gorilla Glue.
It's the king of all
Fancy.
glues.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm taking that so Aqua doesn't do something silly.
Eternally stick his hand to his face or something.
Someone else take the potions, then I've got a couple on me now, I think, in total.
I'll take the rest and I'll divide them later.
Yeah, it's fine.
That didn't take long.
You could have taken them.
It's like, oh yeah, okay, someone else can take it. I'll take them.
Like I said, loot goblin. Okay. As you divvy out the new items and sort of decide to either go through them later or just, hand them out now, Ambrin looks at you all and just It seems you were quite fruitful with your endeavor. This pleases me. Next, we should discuss a plan. Like you say, Bryn, we do have days. We don't need to rush into anything. If nothing else, she has been dormant for weeks and weeks, sending out her minions to terrorize and disturb further afield places. I feel like we do have time such close by to at least have something resembling a plan before we go charging in.
Ambrin, you don't happen to have a rod, removable rod on you by any chance, do you?
Alas, I do not.
That could work so well with a sovereign glue.
You never know. That old man that I sold it to might be the hero we've never seen. Just turns up right at the end.
Yeah, because we could like glue that to Yrsoa's head while she's sleeping, sneakily, and then activate it, and then she'll never be able to move her head unless someone unactivates it. But then we just like chop her to pieces in the meantime.
I mean, if the glue's that powerful, can't we just shut her behind up and then she could never go? Therefore, slowly expanding until she explodes.
Well, she'll be stuck to the ground, but then she can just lift up and rip some ground with her. But if a immovable rod, she couldn't. Ah, well. What's you thinking?
I mean, we can still use it to keep her mouth shut so she can't do fire breath.
Yes. If we can get
Get her eyes shut.
close.
How much of this glue do we have?
1d6 plus 1 ounces, and 1 ounce is enough for 1 foot of sticking.
You do realise she is many miles across.
She's big. She's big. I don't know. We'll think of plans while we rest and recuperate.
Think of plans. None of them will be good.
And I'll point out the fact that I sent a letter to Ordav, and he sent us this stuff in commiseration and to help. But I didn't tell him that you're still alive, Aqua. I mean, he assumed you were dead, but
Yeah.
you know, we had like Sköld with us, and he's a cleric. I don't understand. Maybe he wasn't
Guess he's
expecting
not
you to be
too
able to be
clever.
resurrected. I don't know. Something...
Hiding more than he lets on.
Well, yeah. Either that or there's something. You're not still cursed, do you reckon?
Yeah. For what I can feel it.
Can anyone
Back to
detect
my
a
old
curse?
self.
I could, but I'll need a.
Amber?
need to prepare it.
You've had a. Oh, you prepare it. So I say we had a rest. Can Amber detect a curse or anything?
You have to
I mean,
detect
she detect the curse gold coins, Amrin. Do you detect anything on me?
Just exhaustion, Aqua.
Yeah. She's right.
Good.
You need to rest while we plan.
Alright then. Back to bed I go. Just walk off.
Okay. I think we'll end the session there for today. Good job, guys. You didn't die.
Didn't stay.
Haha.
Oh, bloody
Yeah.
close.
Did die.
But you didn't
I killed Aqua.
die. You came back to life. Died.
I mean, if Sköld didn't have resurrection prepared, I would have been dead.
Oh, I would have had Revivify. I'm sure someone would have reminded me.
Revivify probably would have given them -4 though as well, but I don't know if it would have worked. But it also grew your hand back, and that's what Revivify would have done.
No,
So
No.
net positive.
exactly. Don't make mistakes. You make happy little accidents.
You got to use a 7th level spell, which is always fun.
I know, maxed out, that is.
Okay. Well, good job, guys. We will be back next week for the next session.
Nope, we won't be.
We won't be.
No, it's the 14th. That's my birthday next week.
Oh, it's Yathina's birthday next week. So we won't be playing next week. We'll be back on the 21st for the next session.
21st. Is that 21st?
Of May.
Nice.
Is that okay? Any plans? We'll find. We'll let you know.
Nope.
We'll let you know. But yeah, not the 21st, Yathina.
What?
Did you just say no to the 21st?
No. You asked any plans, and I said no.
Oh, that sounds about right. Okay, so we'll be back on the 21st for Scales of Destiny. I'll still stream something next week. We might do something. We'll see. Depends what Yathina does. But yeah. Anyway, we're gonna go. We've got some planning to do. Sounds ominous. Ooh. And yeah, we'll continue towards the home stretch of the campaign. And it's a good thing Aqua didn't stay banished in the Plane of Water, because that would have
I feel
prolonged
like it would have been
things.
safer.
Maybe.
Didn't get banished, didn't die. You know, you've been everywhere today.
Yeah, it's been a very up and down session. There were highs and lows. There's definitely a couple of them. But overall, it's fine. Fine. Anyway, we're going to go. Thank you everyone for watching. We appreciate you all. And we will see you all in a couple of weeks for the next episode. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye bye.